Once upon a time there was a man called Obina. He had a beautiful wife called Nea. They struggled to conceive. He married the second wife called Ada. He was a wealthy and respected man in his village. He loved them equally. He also had a large farm, a big house, and many cattle. He was happy and contented with his life. Except for one thing, he had no children. Obina had tried everything to have a child with his wives, all to no avail. He had consulted many doctors, priests, and harist. He had prayed fast and made sacrifices. He had even visited the famous witch doctor in the city, who had given him a powerful potion to drink. But nothing wore. Began to wonder if he was cursed. He wondered if he had offended the ghosts, or his ancestors, or someone else is somewhere manipulating his family. He wondered if someone had cast a spell on him, or his wife, or both. He wondered if there was any hope for him to have a child, or if he would die without an heir. Obina became traumatized. His wife Nea and Ada cried almost every day, as people in the village always mocked them for being barren. The pain was too much. Then one day, he decided to visit the oldest and wisest man in his village, called Chief Okao. He hoped that Chief Okao would have some advice or insights for him. He greeted Chief Okafor respectfully and told him his problem. The chief listened to him attentively and nodded his head, and he said, "Ohina, my son, I have known you since you were a boy. You are a good man, a hard-working man, a generous man. You have done nothing to deserve this misfortune happening to you. But I also know that there are forces beyond our control, forces that can affect our lives in mysterious ways. Sometimes these forces are seen, and sometimes they are unseen. Sometimes they are natural, and sometimes they are supernatural. Sometimes they are visible, and sometimes they are invisible. You see, Obina, there is more to this world that meet the eyes." Obina felt a chill run down his spine. He asked, "What do you mean by this?" "Chief, what are you trying to tell me? Please talk to me," Obina asked. "Chief Okafo." The chief looked at him pitiful and said, "Obina, my son, I am afraid to unveil this to you. You are under a cost, a very old and a powerful sea, which had existed for years, AC, that had been passed down from generation to generations in your family, a cause that prevented you from having children. Obina grabs, he said, it course in my family. How, why, who the signed, and said to him, it is a long story. But I will tell you a story that dates back to the time of your great-grandfather called Uku. He was the first in your family to suffer from this course. He was the one who brought it upon himself and his descendants. He was the one who made a deal with the devil." Chief Okaya said to Obina. Obina felt his blood rolled. He said, "A deal with the devil. What kind of deal is that? What did he do?" "Chief, please tell me." The chief said to him, "He did something terrible. Obina, something unforgivable, something that cost him his soul and his lineage. Your father killed his own brother. He killed his own brother for a woman." Obi was shocked on hearing this. He said he killed his own brother for a woman. What woman, and who was she? Obina asked, Chief looking anxious. The chief said, "She was the most beautiful woman in the land. Obina, she was the daughter of the king, the princess, the jewel of the kingdom. She was the one they called the star of the morning. She was the woman that every man desired. But only one man could have her. She was the woman that Uku loved, but could not have her. She was the woman that your father's brother Chukua had. She was the woman that Uku killed his brother for, but never got her. She loved Chuka out of jealousy. Your father Uku murdered his brother Chuka. She was the woman that cost him and his descendants Obina. She was the woman that cost you, Chief." Okafo said this to Obina. Obina wept bitterly. He was shattered and devastated. He asked what could be done to NFI this cause. The chief responded nothing. Absolutely. Nothing, because this tragic evil was not only committed by your father, he accomplished it with the help of Chuka's friend. This is what happened in the forest Ob. Now Uku betrayed and murdered his brother, which brought a cause upon him and your family. The same cause is affecting your wives. Obi and my son. This is the truth of what happened. You must listen attentively. Years ago, your late father had 3 wives, the first wife, the second, and your late mom. The third wife, Uku, and Chukum, were brothers from the first wife. But they were different in characters. Uku was the eldest, the strongest, the dog and a coward. He was also a farmer. He was ignored and despised by everyone in the village due to his mannerless attitude. But his brother Chukum was the smartest, the bravest, and he was a warrior, a hunter, a leader. He was admired and respected by everyone in the village.